Good morning, Motivational Monday with Maureen. Well, this is kind of a part 2 from last week, so hopefully you listened to last week. It's from the book of James. It's what we're doing as a church. We're going through the book of James. And so I love this book. It's short. It's only got 5 chapters, but it's packed full of wisdom. And in fact, Sarah told us a couple of weeks ago, which I had never heard before, that it's the New Testament book of Proverbs. Proverbs in the Old Testament, right after Psalms, is all about wisdom. And in fact, there's 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs, and it says that, there's always a reading plan that if you just take one a day, in a month, you'll have gained so much wisdom. But James now, he is kind of taking those little bits of wisdom and he's encouraging us to walk it out, because he's all about your faith in action. In fact, I love to just call him the action man, even though, we've read that the early church used to call him old camel knees, okay? Because he prayed so much that his knees were calloused and they were like camel's knees. Wouldn't you like to have that? Wouldn't you? I mean, I don't know if I'd want him to be rough like that, but boy, that's how much he loved and trusted God, and that's how much he asked for wisdom on his knees. So from that, the scripture I have this week is 1:5. Again, if you lack wisdom, you should ask of God. Asking God involves humility, because it's saying, hey, you know what? I don't have the answers. I don't know. I'm going to go to the one who does know. And the God of this universe is inviting us to ask him. How amazing is that, okay? So when it says, we should ask of God, who gives generously without finding fault. Without finding fault. He's not going to say, hey, Maureen, you haven't talked to me in a while. I don't think I'm going to answer you. Or the last time I gave you wisdom, you didn't do it. He doesn't do that. He doesn't find fault. It says that when we ask of him, he will give it to us. That's amazing. I can't say that there's anything that there's that kind of a guarantee in life. But it does tell us right here in James 1:5, if we ask, he will give it to us. But then what do you do with it? What do you do with the wisdom that God gives you? That's really what James is all about, is he is faith in action. So when God gives you that wisdom, walk it out. Do what God says, because you know what? That's what's going to build your strength, and that's what's going to cause people to see that God lives in you and you're a Christian, is by how you live. And so there's some motivation for you today. There's some motivation for you this week. Ask God, who gives without finding fault. Okay, you guys, love you. I will see you next week.